This old guy DIY video has to do with replacing the intake manifold gaskets on a 2003 Chevy Suburban with 150,000 miles on it. So this thing was throwing 0171 and 0174 codes with an occasional 0101, which was the mass airflow sensor. I took it to the local garage and they told me I needed new intake manifold gaskets. So there are a couple of guys that have some really good videos. I'll attach their links beneath. But I watched their videos and now I'm tearing this truck apart. I've never done this before. But you see what I found when I got there. Evidence of leakage. So this thing was basically getting too much air. Then we've got a bunch of leaves and debris and whatever else in there. So I'll vacuum all that out before I put it back together. And this is what the intake manifold gaskets look like as they came out of the truck. So this is part of the Learning by Doing series. I'll keep on going. So as long as I'm in here, and I hope to never be in there again, I thought I'd replace the knock sensors, and they go here and there. And then I'll also get the oil pressure sender, which is back there right at the end. And this is what the knock sensors look like. It takes a 22 millimeter socket to get that thing out. So I got the old one out, vacuumed the hole, and I'm going to put the new one in. And the new one also comes with a new wiring harness. Now the intake gasket on the right is the one I went with. It's Felpro brand. And here's the part number MS98016T. And this is what was on there. That's the plastic. And then this is what I'm putting on, the aluminum. And it looks like the mating surface is about 3 times as thick as what was in the OEM situation. And these things don't clip on to the manifold itself. These little brackets right here just hang on the bolts that are right between the various intake ports. So I'll show you what it looks like when they're installed. So I went through with some brake cleaner and cleaned up around the ports. The left-hand side has the Felpro gasket installed. Now I'll put the right one in, and it just hangs on this bolt right here and the other bolt that's towards the firewall. The gaskets are installed. The knock sensors are installed. I just routed the wire up the back there, so when I set the intake manifold on, that plug will still be accessible. And there in the back corner is the plug for the new oil pressure sensor. Here we are 3 hours later. The car starts and runs. In the course of this repair, I found that little rubber boot up here that goes from the fuel pressure regulator. The little vacuum line was broken, so I just duct taped that. Next time I go to town, I'll get a replacement boot for it. These are the part numbers for the oil pressure sensor and the knock sensors and harness that I put into this 2003 Chevy Suburban 1500 Z71. So in retrospect, the local guy was going to charge me $250, and I had the Felpro intake manifold gaskets, and I had the knock sensors, and I had the oil pressure sensor. So as an old guy, over 55 years old, with big hands, in retrospect, paying him would have been a good decision. So if you're young and nimble, small hands, maybe even a contortionist, the job isn't very difficult. It just has some tough places to reach into for old guys with large hands. But if you're young, nimble, and want to save some cash, have at it. There's nothing to be afraid of here. Thanks for watching.